Over the last decades, in Europe and elsewhere, right-wing parties have increased their vote shares dramatically. This rise has been linked to fears of migration and also to political terrorism.
Can political violence increase support for the far right?
We tried to find this out by looking at Germany, in which there's a right-wing party called AfD, which has become very important in the German political landscape. We have a data set of all terrorist attacks in Germany over the last 10 years. In places in which a terrorist attack succeeded, compared to the ones when a terrorist attack failed.
And so we're able to compare voting behavior in these two types of municipalities as a way of isolating the effect of a successful attack on the way people vote.
The place that gets hit by a successful attack sees a 6 percentage point increase of the votes of the AfD. That's massive. That is a 30% increase for the AfD. We see a 15% increase in vote participation in places that had been hit by a successful attack. And it's the AfD that gets more than 1/3 of these additional votes. The big surprise is right-wing parties benefit from terror, although the biggest part of these terror attacks are not committed by migrants against the native population. No, it is rather that it's right-wing people committing terrorist attacks against migrants. So the AfD benefits from these attacks by blaming the victims for the terror attacks from the right wing.
If we care about right-wing voting and how to mitigate it, it helps to understand the causes as to why people turn out to vote and support these parties in the first place.
What we find in our study is that media put emphasis on migration and not so much on right-wing activists committing these terror attacks. So to that extent, we believe it's very important that we get transparency about who commits terrorist attacks and that people understand who is to blame for terrorist attacks.